everyone. Well, the warm weather is over. It's back to frost again, but it's dry today, nice and bright and sunny, even though it's pretty cold. So I came out here and I'm going to try and get a bit more sanding done down on the lower part of the boat, down onto the keel here when I have the dry weather, and get on with doing that, because it's a job that needs to be done before I can do the finishing part of tidying up the hull. So if you want to have a chance to do it, I'm just going to get on and get it done. I just want to say one thing about this sand and stuff, is this mask here is one of these particle masks which are reasonably expensive. Cost me about 70 euros here, and if you're doing any kind of sanding work or any kind of paint or anything that's anyway toxic at all, one of these things here is well worth the money you spend on it. I spent years using those dust mask things, cheap ones that you buy, and you know, you finish doing whatever you were doing and you'd be blowing dirt and stuff out of your nose when you're finished. It really wasn't doing the job. This thing here is fantastic. I'm very sorry that I didn't buy one years ago, because it really does the job. So if you're thinking of doing any kind of work, be it boat work or any kind of sanding work, whatever it is, construction work, you know, look after your lungs, buy one of these. I can't be the first person to think of doing this, but this is a sanding tool for using on drywall, and I'm using it to get the roughest bits off the bottom here. So I haven't seen any other boat work videos where someone has used one of these, but people probably do. I just haven't seen them. But I thought it might work, and it seems to be doing the job. So this is the front part of the rigging where the forestay attaches to, and the anchor roller and the bow pulpit, the whole lot. So this plate on the bottom is kind of distorted and twisted, as you can see, because I don't think it was properly bolted down originally, and somebody really cranked on the rigging and bent this up. So I'm going to try and straighten this back out by just hammering it out, and then I'm going to reinforce it by putting another piece of stainless steel on the bottom of it. Well, that's the back edge of it, pretty much straight. And I'm trying to get the front of it to bend down. Might be a bit more difficult, but sure, we'll give it a go and see. I see there's a weld actually cracked on the bow roll, and that was cracked before I started trying to straighten it, so that's going to have to be fixed anyway. But so you're going to get this all leveled out flat. You can see the way it's kinked up there at the front, the way it's been pulled up. It's actually not too bad. Realistically, it shouldn't be that flexible that I can do that, beating it back with a hammer and a piece of timber, but it is, and that's why I'm going to have to reinforce it. That's looking pretty good. reinforce that with another piece underneath. It'll give it a lot more strength than it has now. As part of this refit process, I'm going to need some stainless steel repairs done. The plate on the bottom of the bow pulpit, probably some other pieces for lifeline stands or posts, other various bits of stainless work. Now I'm trying to do this job on a budget, as I've said previously, so I have this old stick welder and I've got some stainless welding sticks, and I'm going to have a go at doing a bit of practice welding on a piece of angle scrap here, stainless scrap. I have done welding in the past. I'm not a fantastic welder, I'm a reasonable enough welder, but I say I haven't welded any stainless before, and I know stick welding stainless isn't the best way to do it, but it's the way I have, so I'm going to give it a try, do a couple of practice welds here just to see what it's like to work with and see how I get on. Okay, so that's three welds there done. The first one I kind of rushed it because I was afraid of sticking it. Second one's a little bit better. Third one seems to be better still. We'll just chip them off and see how they look actually underneath the slag there. So I apologise in advance to any real welders out there, but I'm sure any real welders will look at these in horror. But as you can see there, the first one is this one, and as I said, I kind of rushed it and didn't really hit it all the way everywhere. This one here's the second one, looks to be an improvement, pooling better, and there's the third weld, which I have to say I'm reasonably happy with. If I could get all the welds I'm going to do on stainless steel for the boat to look the same as that, I'd be very happy. Okay, so this is basically a simulation of what I'm going to be doing, or hope to be doing, making up some new lifeline upstands, poles, posts, rails, whatever you want to call them, to run lifelines through on the boat. So this is just simulating welding one of them. I actually have to say doesn't look too bad. From underneath there, it looks like it's got a good burn into the plate piece underneath. It doesn't look too awful. And it's not overly pretty, but it seems to be doing the job. I kind of rushed it a wee bit. I see a slight hole there on that side there. I kind of rushed it a wee bit when actually I really didn't need to, because it wasn't sticking. It actually seemed to weld pretty good. So I think it's doable. I think I can do these. So I do. And probably even I can go around that again, clean it off and stick another bead around it just to tidy it up a wee bit. Right, so I've got a welding rod left to give it a run around again. It helps to have earth on it. Yep, I think that'll work. A little bit of tidying up for the grinder. Any bits of spatter or not that have gone over the edge there. And it's pretty good. Put it this way, it's good enough to do the job that I wanted to do, to the extent that it's not worth me spending a load of money paying somebody else to do maybe a slightly better job. And I think with a bit of practice I can get even better than that, so I can. As I say, the first initial pass I kind of rushed it a wee bit, but, and of course I'm kind of freehand, there's nothing is fixed in place, so yeah, I think that'll work fine. Yeah, as far as destruction testing goes, it's not going to break. So it's not. It's not going to fall apart. So if it's not going to fall apart me using it for a hammer, it's definitely not going to fall apart holding a lifeline. Or holding something else as a sort of maybe a bow sort of rail setup or something like that. It'll work. The welding, standard of welding I'm doing is good enough to work for that. So there you go. That's a positive. Well, that's not good. Had Storm Dylan hit Ireland last night, and the shelter didn't take it very well, I'm afraid. this upright snapped right off, which caused a knock-on effect of the rest of it to collapse. So yeah, well, it's raining now. It's still pretty covered on this side at least. Not so much on this side, but I'll leave it till it stops raining and see what I'm going to do then. This is storm number 2, Storm Eleanor. I don't think it's going to survive. The storm's hitting crazy hard, there's crazy gust of wind. The shelter is gone. There's no saving at this stage, so I'm cutting away the plastic here to stop it catching the wind, because it's all I can do. Cut this side off of the tub because that'll just leave it completely exposed. Right, that's the end of it cut away to stop it from shifting. Cut this side away. Let's cut the wind catcher by half at least, so at least that on. It might keep the worst of the wind or the rain off it. It's probably going to pour rain after this wind. I think that's all I can do.